and welcome back to Cape Corner. Nope, let me try that again. Man, I just woke up 5 minutes ago, or 10 minutes ago.
So you're rusty because last time we did this, you were tied up.
Yeah, it's true. You know what, fuck it, let's just keep going. Where we explore the history, story, and cultural impact of a different character or group every episode. Season 3, motherfucker! Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I'm Blue.
I'm Jordan.
And as I said, I just woke up 10 minutes ago. So I'm still, my brain is still booting up.
I woke up 20 minutes ago, but I'm basically a living nuclear battery, so.
You lie to me. Why do you do this? Because you messaged me earlier than that.
Did I?
Yeah, you messaged me at like 8:44.
Shit, I have no concept of time.
So it's been at least 25 minutes, you liar! But anyway, today I've decided to not talk about a superhero, anime, or video game character, but they are prevalent in nerd culture, unfortunately, and and they are superhero adjacent with at least 2 superheroes. So today we're talking about I don't know of any other nickname other than the Meddling Kids.
Yeah, yeah, I can't think of their nicknames. He's got to have a nickname, right? He's got to. There's no way he did. Hang on.
Like I know Danger Prone Daphne. Trap Love Fred.
Yeah, I got nothing here.
Yeah, we're talking about Mystery Inc., otherwise known as the Scooby Gang. Now, some of you might be going, Blue, it doesn't sound like you're even that big of a fan of Scooby-Doo, so why the fuck are you talking about them all of a sudden? Well, there is an amazingly high-quality fan-made series that just started on YouTube like a week ago called Mystery Incorporated. And am I typically the kind of guy that likes the Riverdale style of, like, let's take an old property and try to make it, like, gritty and sexy and edgy? No. But I don't think that style in itself is always bad. I think it can be done well. And I honestly think that, at least from episode 1, this has been done well so far. So I do encourage people to go give it a look. Seems neat. But anyway, let's talk. Oh, I just realized I've never watched Scoob, like that animated movie that came out a few years ago. So
yeah, neither did I.
Okay, well, it sounds like you're not even that big of a fan of Scooby-Doo either.
No, well, see, here's the funny thing. I feel like I'm about the same level of fan as anyone else of Scooby-Doo, which is to say, I've barely seen any of his stuff, but God, do I love him. I love Scooby. I love the gang. It's like I know their whole deal, without actually watching the show or most of the movies.
Gotcha. We're just so you know, I'm going to be talking about a bunch of the different shows. As well as like a couple of comic book variations. One of the comic variations is like wild, honestly.
Yeah, we mentioned that most of my experience comes from their crossovers with like Batman, the Brave and the Bold, and Supernatural. That's where most of my talking points are coming from.
Yeah. So why don't you describe what the Scooby Gang is?
The Scooby Gang is a group of meddling kids who hang out with a talking dog and they solve mysteries, and usually, from what I can tell, the the mysteries have a supernatural vibe to them, but then they turn out not to be supernatural. It's usually just some asshole wearing a mask.
Yeah. So the members are, I guess you could technically say like the quote unquote leader is Fred Jones, who is this blonde, square jawed, broad shouldered, muscly motherfucker.
Very
Who,
Boy Scouty.
yeah,
Come on,
very,
gang, let's look for clues.
yeah, um, who has always been probably the most Wonder Bread member of the group up until um, a fantastic show called Scooby-Doo Mystery Inc., which gave a lot of fresh characterization to them. Gave Fred this character where he's like obsessively interested in trap. Um,
Hmm.
and first of all, there's a lot of jokes to be made there, based on him being more interested in traps than Daphne. For anyone who maybe doesn't know what a trap is, um, I mean, like, okay, in the show, he's interested in actual literal traps, right? Like bear traps and like things to catch their enemies. But like, trap is also slang for mildly derogatory slang, actually, for a guy that looks like a girl. Um, like there's some issue that the trans community has with the term, but technically speaking, the term isn't really meant to refer to trans people either. It's literally just meant to refer to like cis men that identify as men that are just so feminine that they look like women.
Interesting.
Um, but there's still some negative connotation because like some guys use it because they feel literally like they've been trapped into being gay and it turns violent, and it's not, it's there's bad things with it. I don't personally consider it like a super offensive thing, but it's, it's not really my call now, is it? So but anyway, I still think it's funny, the whole Fred loves traps thing. uh then you got Daphne, who is rich as fuck, um, always fashionable, and she has a history of. Okay, no, you know what? Actually, she doesn't. So here's the thing that the first live action Scooby Doo movie did, which was weird. They were saying that she has a history of being a damsel in distress, and that the rest of the gang always had to save her. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like, yeah, but no more than any other member of the Scooby Gang.
Yeah.
Like every once in a while, each one of them will just get nabbed. So like,
Yeah.
no. But uh, yeah, she's. Oh, I should also say they've all got their own like little catchphrase or weird word that they say. So Fred is known for "Let's split up, gang." Daphne is known for "Jeepers."
Oh yeah.
You got Velma Dinkley. Oh, I forgot Daphne Blake. That's her name. All right, Velma Dinkley is the best character of Scooby Doo. Um, she, the others are mostly there for show.
Everyone calls Daphne the hot one. Velma's the hot one.
Yeah, no. Chesty girl in a sweater, yes, please. Turtleneck, yeah. um, but yeah, Velma,
Glasses, nerdy. I'm in.
dude. Okay, especially in that Mystery Inc. show I was talking about, not the live action one, Mystery Incorporated, the cartoon. Um, they did such a minor design change with her in that cartoon. They You know, like the design of like animated eyes, where like the eye line comes out into like a little point, like almost like a mascara line kind of
Yeah.
thing. Yeah. Um, they made her eyes more narrow, more pointy using that. Um, they put a single little bow in her hair, and they made her like a relentless shit talker. And so I'm like, my heart, yes. Um, yeah, like she's just real sassy in that show. It's great, love it. But yeah,
And
she is.
isn't she typically the one that's like the firmest, believer of, yeah, the ghosts aren't real. You're all being scared over nothing.
Yeah, well, that's because they had fucking like 30 years of I mean, not like in their actual timeline, but of the show, just constantly catching assholes wearing masks like oil tycoons and whatnot, um, who would always come up with these really weird, elaborate hoaxes. Like I was trying to scare this entire town away to like move away because I found out that there was oil under the town and I didn't want any of them to get a share of the money. This shit like that. Um, so yeah, like I don't blame her because the first time that they ever actually encountered anything supernatural, unless you're counting like the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo, which I think came out before it, was but even then, Velma and them weren't there. The 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo was literally only Shaggy and Scooby. Uh I'll get into that show later, but the first time Velma actually saw any supernatural shit was Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island.
Okay.
That didn't happen until what, 1999, 2000,
Hmm.
something like that. That was the first of like the animated movies, of which there's now been like 1,000. So, because they pump one out like every year.
I gotta go find some of them because anytime I've seen Scooby material, I love it. It's great.
I remember the first four, um, like in order. I remember it was Scooby Doo on Zombie Island, Scooby Doo and the Witch's Ghost, which had the Hex Girls. Oh my god, I love them.
A bunch of these are available on HBO Max. This
Oh,
podcast brought to you by HBO Max.
Jordan, you're such a slut.
Huh.
Um, then it was Scooby Doo and the Cyber Chase, which I really liked because I'm a dork for Tron plots. And then I remember the fourth one was I don't remember its name. I remember it's the one where they were in Australia. They were going after an Australian vampire, and Scooby and Shaggy found a couple of hot hippie girls, like a hippie girl and her pet dog, and they were like, "Oh, they're perfect. We love them. They eat dog food just like we do." Um, and it turned out they were aliens. So
Oh my god.
yeah. um, so somewhere out in the cosmos, Scooby and Shaggy have their soulmates just hanging out up there. Um, but anyway, okay. I wasn't done talking about. Oh yeah. So Velma's deal is that she's always the one that figures out who the bad guy is. She's the one who solves the mystery.
Mm-hmm.
She's the actual detective uh, of this supposed detective agency. Uh, and she is so insanely like necessary and useful that in a pup named Scooby Doo, uh, which is a show about them all as little kids. Um, like as a kid, she barely speaks, but like anytime she does, everyone fucking stops and listens to what she has to say. Um, there's Shaggy, who is very clearly based off of stoners of
Yes.
the hippie era. I
Yeah.
mean, the guy fucking he eats dog food.
Yeah, he is stoned 24/7 on that show.
I guess I should say I gave everyone else's real name. I hate his, but his name is Norville Rogers.
Oh Jesus! I never knew that.
Yeah,
Like Zoink Scoob.
like Zoinks, man. Scoob, we gotta get out of here. I like doing a Shaggy impression. And then there's Scooby-Doo, who he's just a fucking dog. Like, is there anything special about him? I mean, I guess the fact that he can talk, and not every animal in this world seems able to do that, but nobody really fucking goes wild over that either, so I guess it's not that weird. Like, there's never a moment where it's like, right, how's it going? And they're like, what the fuck, that dog's talking? No, there's always just like, oh, hi, strange dog.
That's really funny. Yeah, I love Scooby.
Like, he's a coward like Shaggy. He eats a lot like Shaggy. Honestly, he's just an accessory to Shaggy. like they eat the same dog food. They both run.
There's gonna be a part where they make a comically tall sandwich and eat it in one bite.
Yeah. Or Scooby steals Shaggy's comically tall sandwich.
Yeah, I've seen 3. Other than like catching an episode of the cartoon here and there when I was growing up on like Cartoon Network, I've seen 3 specific Scooby-Doo things, and in all 3 of them, Shaggy and Scooby make a comically tall sandwich and eat it in one bite.
It's like between that and a sequence where they're running in a hallway back and forth.
Yes,
with a bunch of doors in it.
That's in all 3 of the things I like.
That's why I'm like, Scooby-Doo is like the show that invented tropes for Western audiences. Like, yeah, I don't really have a whole lot to say about Scooby himself, because like any personality trait that I say from him is also shared with Shaggy. They're cowardly. They eat ridiculous amounts of food. I will say there's a meme about Shaggy these days that he's the most powerful fictional character secretly.
Yeah, because of that screenshot of him from the movie. Are you challenging me?
Yeah, well, it's a combination of that and right around the same time that Dragon Ball Super premiered Ultra Instinct, which is a form where Goku becomes nigh untouchable because his body moves on autopilot, allowing his conscious mind to basically he gets the spider sense. It's what if Goku gets the spider sense, right?
Huh.
And he becomes crazy powerful as a result. Around that same time, a Scooby-Doo movie came out where some lady brainwashed or like hypnotically suggested rather to Shaggy that when he heard some kind of sound, he would think that he was the biggest badass in the world. And so in this mode, he went into like a biker bar with like 50 bikers and got into a fight with them and beat the shit out of all 50 bikers. And so what someone did was they took the footage from that movie and put the Ultra Instinct theme song to it. And they were like, it's Ultra Instinct Shaggy. So between the Ultra Instinct Shaggy and the Matthew Lillard Shaggy, are you challenging me? People started doing memes of like Damn, good fight, Goku. You made me use 1% of my power. And stuff like that. And then there was a bunch of like fake behind the scenes screenshots of like Freddie Prinze Jr. who played Fred being like, yeah, a lot of people don't know this, but Matthew wasn't actually acting. He was actually being possessed by the spirit of Shaggy, who is so powerful that he can't be completely contained in a physical body.
Dude, I love that idea that Shaggy's just this unstoppable force of nature. I think they're putting him in a. Is he in a video game now? Is he a video game where Shaggy's got like ridiculous superpowers?
I mean, I think he's in the new Cartoon Network fighting game.
That's what I'm thinking of. That's pretty funny.
Yeah. All right, so that's
it's voiced by Matthew Lillard. Yay!
Sick. So that's the basic cast of Scooby-Doo, and yeah, the like we said before, the plots of what they deal with are classically there seems to be a supernatural disturbance, but they figure out that it's some guy in a mask and they catch him. And more recently, they've started getting into actual supernatural shit. So originally, there was the show Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Which I was saying before the episode was recording. It genuinely sounds like some wannabe Beatles band from the late 60s, early 70s made a song about gibberish. Yeah. And then some guy smoking a fucking cigar was like, we could make something out of that. Let's make a show. And then somebody went, yeah, we can make a show, but what the fuck is a Scooby-Doo? And they'll be like, I don't know. We'll say it's a dog. They have a dog.
Scooby-Doo, where are you? We got some work to do. Yeah. I love that
because
song.
The song is generic. The song is generic enough that, like, I feel like they could just the corporation or whatever could have been like add a line in there that sounds like it's something about a fucking dog food or whatever, and they'll be like, so Scooby-Doo, if you come through, you're gonna have yourself a Scooby snack, and they're like, good enough. And that was a classic show. That shit was on rerun on Cartoon Network for fucking decades.
Unironically, a great theme song.
Yeah. All right.
I just love it. It's a good song.
I'm sure it is, but I've heard it 10 million times, so I kind of hate it. But
see, I guess I'm new enough to the all the Scooby-Doo stuff that it's like when it starts playing when they meet, Sam and Dean from Supernatural, and there's like a scene where they're in the hallway and they start running through doors and the song starts playing. Well, I'm like cheering. Different. I'm like, that's different. The song.
That's different. You're not listening to the original song. You're listening to a fucking cover or a remaster.
Okay.
Well, I'm talking about like the old, like you can barely fucking hear it on the audio quality. Like, but yeah, so
the song is good, but the original recording of it maybe not.
Yeah, sure. Like I don't really like Beatles-esque 60s era psychedelic music. And it is very clearly that, so or like the fucking Monkees.
Yeah, I like that kind of stuff, so that's probably why.
Yeah, I guess psychedelic music isn't the right term for all of it, but it's like hippie music, so I know that's not a knock against hippies. I just don't like their music. It's fine. I can dislike things. I do it very often. Welcome to Cape Corner. So later on, they would start making more side series. Okay, for one thing, all right, before we get into the side series, we got to talk about the elephant in the room, which is a stupid fucking dog. And I guess I'll use that opportunity to have a ad break here. So I can
Oh, well played.
Thanks. All right, we got to talk about Scrappy-Doo.
Yeah, I knew that was coming.
So at some point they decided, hey, Scooby-Doo is not annoying enough. I disagree, but they felt that they needed to give him a nephew, a la fucking Donald Duck with Huey, Dewey, and Louie. They, which you know what, I feel like there probably is inspiration there because Hanna Barbera does seem to just rip off of Disney a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they were like, give Scooby a nephew, and it's like, oh, should he be like Scooby, where he's sort of laid back, a little cowardly? It's like, no, make him the most aggressive and ineffectual motherfucker in fiction. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and thus they created Scrappy Doo, who, what's, oh, his, okay, right, I forgot to keep mentioning, okay, uh, Fred says, let's split up, gang. Daphne says Jeepers. Velma says Jinkies. Um, Shaggy says Zoinks.
Yep.
Um, Scooby just says Scooby Dooby Doo. And then Scrappy is Puppy Power. Uh, which I feel like you can only use that so long because you're only a puppy for like what, 2 years?
Yeah, probably.
Dog years and whatnot. So like, but anyway, he uses that. He's constantly like, let me at him, and like acting like he's gonna fucking fist fight some like Jason Voorhees with a chainsaw or whatever, and it's like, you are a foot
It's
tall at
very Looney
best.
Tunes.
Yeah, like you are a foot tall at best, sir. Get the fuck back. Um, and he's like, whenever he's around, he's like dragging Shaggy and Scooby into way more trouble than they're bargaining for. Um, there actually was, I remember, a VHS tape I had growing up where, um, okay, Shaggy has two modes, right? He's
Yep.
got green shirt and then he's got red shirt. Um, Sometimes he'll be in something wearing a red shirt.
I don't think I've seen him in a red shirt.
Yeah, it's like his secondary outfit. But I remember there was a like a direct to video movie with red shirt Shaggy where Shaggy was related to some old motherfucker who passed away, and in this guy's will, all the family who wanted the estate had a fucking riddle game basically.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and the entire movie, other than like ducking and dodging the other family members who are trying to fucking murder them and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
was just every time they got a clue, Scooby and Shaggy would be like, "What the fuck does that mean?" And Scrappy would solve it immediately. Um, like there was one that they found in a clock, and it was like um something something a talk. What you're looking for is in a tick,
Hmm.
and they're like, "What talk tick? What what does that mean?" And then Scrappy's immediately like, "Guys, don't you see? What we're looking for is in a tick attic." And then they went up to the attic and found the next clue. It was stuff like that. Um, so
That's
like
some Adam West Batman level.
it really was. Oh, there was actually another direct-to-video movie I had growing up. I don't know why I had so many. Blame my mom. Um, where it was like um, Shaggy was hired to be like essentially a substitute teacher at like an all-girls school, which sounds like the beginning of a hentai plot. Um, no comment. Okay, I'm just gonna keep going then.
Yeah. I'll just let you elaborate on that on your own.
I don't need to. You've either watched hentai or you haven't. Moving on. Um, but you get there and it turns out that it's like a school for monster girls.
Mm.
Um, so there's like a little mummy girl. There's like a Frankenstein like skinny teenage girl. Um, uh, there's an unnecessarily attractive vampire girl.
Mm-hmm.
Um, who I just remembered like existed as a thing like a year or two ago. Um, and so it, like of course because they're constantly afraid of monsters. At first they were like, "Oh, we can't teach this class. They're terrifying." But then like there was an evil plot that was endangering these girls, and Shaggy nutted up and like protected all of them, and he actually wound up becoming like a beloved teacher of theirs.
That's
And
great.
I think recently they actually referenced these monster girls because like Shaggy got like a letter and like a photo of all of them grown up now, and they were like just really happy to get to talk to Shaggy again. And I was like,
Mm.
that's so wholesome. Oh my god. Um all right. So the big show, okay, I think I want to say before a pup named Scooby-Doo came out, they did 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo. All right. Have you heard of 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo?
I don't think I have.
Okay, it was the first time when there was actual supernatural shit happening in Scooby-Doo, as far as my knowledge goes. Um, do you know who Vincent Price is?
Yes.
Okay, he's a main character in the show.
That's hilarious.
He is a dude that, okay, imagine Doctor Strange, all right?
Mm.
Like the hair, the popped collar, the mustache, everything. Now imagine if he was literally just a head in a crystal ball.
Mm.
There you go. There's Vincent Price's character. Um, I
I
can't
guess
remember what his
for any
name is.
listener who doesn't know who Vincent Price is, he famously played like did he play Nosferatu? I think he did. Played
I
like in
think so.
vampire movies and stuff, creepy stuff from the like 30s and 40s. He's a yeah.
He was also in Thriller.
Oh yeah.
Darkness falls across the land. The midnight hour is close at hand.
I
That
forgot
part.
that. That's cool.
Yeah. Um so he got to do an opening narration for 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo where the premise is that Scooby and Shaggy, I guess, like were going AWOL from Mystery Inc. for a little bit, and they stupidly Ghostbusters 2 style unlocked a seal that released 13 ghosts,
Hmm.
and Vincent Price's character was like in charge of keeping those ghosts contained. He's like, all right, so you two got to go fucking get them back, and Scooby and Shaggy are like, are you gonna help us? And he's like, no, I'm a head in a jar, and they're like, all right, but we can't do it ourselves. And he's like, don't worry, you're gonna have the help of this little Mexican sidekick. Um, and so they got a Mexican sidekick boy in that series, named Flim Flam,
That's hilarious.
and I'm not making that up. And uh, he was just like a little like 12-year-old kid wearing like an April O'Neil style all yellow like sweatsuit. um I don't know if I talked enough about April O'Neil in my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles episode. Now that I think about it, I mean, it might be for the best. It would just be horny talk, but anyway.
Fair enough.
Uh, anyway, yeah. So it was Scooby, Shaggy, and Flim Flam going around. Uh, every episode was them hunting one of these 13 ghosts
Mhm.
and like fucking sealing them away in this book. It was pretty cool. Um, I actually liked it. So after that, I believe they did a pup named Scooby-Doo, which, as I said, was about them as kids. It was a much more comedy-centric series. Um, like as kids, they were playing up to their tropes a lot more. Freddy was a fucking idiot who had an intense rivalry with a character named Red Herring,
Mhm.
and so every episode he would accuse Red Herring of being the bad guy, and Red was constantly like, "It's not me, you idiot." And as a kid, I didn't know what a red herring was, but as an adult, I really appreciate that pun.
That's
Um,
great.
uh, Daphne was like, okay, so in the original series, Daphne is from a rich family, the Blakes, but that barely ever is even mentioned. She's just kind of like a fashionable Valley girl kind of deal.
Mhm.
Um, but in a pup named Scooby Doo, oh my god, she will never let anybody live down the fact that she is richer than they will ever be. Um, she flaunts that shit as much as possible. Um, like I said, Velma is practically nonverbal, but like every episode, you'll get a moment where there's just a little jinkies, and they'll be like, oh, "Velma said jinkies. It must be a clue." What do you got for us, Velma? um, and Scooby and Shaggy are pretty much the exact same.
Yeah.
There's really no difference in their characters. They just talk in a higher pitch voice is all. Um, uh, what I do appreciate is that from the little bit of the Scoob animated movie I've seen is that they actually do use the pup named Scooby Doo designs for
That's
those
neat.
two characters in their little flashback sequence of how they met. Um, all right. Before we go on too much with like the different shows and movies and whatnot, um, so in this early era of Scooby Doo, there was also a couple of crossovers. So as we have mentioned before, the Scooby Gang has teamed up with Batman and Robin.
Right.
Um, they took down Joker, Penguin, and Riddler, I believe.
Sounds right.
Um, so they've got some experience with dealing with superheroes, but Hanna-Barbera has a couple of superheroes of their own. One is Blue Falcon and his sidekick Dino Mutt. Do you know about these characters?
I've heard of Blue Falcon. I never knew about the sidekick.
Dino Mutt is a robot dog.
That's awesome.
He, he he sounds like this, Dino Mutt. And he's got like Go-Go Gadget stretchy limbs and everything.
That's great.
Like sometimes his head will pop off and he'll just be like, "Oh geez, someone help!" But he's kind of a doofus. Um, oh, and those two were also in a Dexter's Laboratory episode. Um, and it was really good because Dexter was like frothing at the mouth at the fact that he thought Dynomutt was such a useless ass robot. He was like, Blue Falcon, why would you have such an incompetent fucking robot dog? He's like, oh, but I love Dynomutt. He's like, but I'll upgrade him for you. And he wound up fucking creating Dynomutt 2.0, which was like a vicious, like super angular,
Oh dear God, that's awesome.
like terrifying machine of war, essentially. And like It was basically like fucking Ed 209 in that it was putting down criminals with extreme prejudice,
Mm.
and um Blue Falcon was like distraught. He's like, Dexter, what have you done to my beloved companion? He's like, I didn't do anything to him. He's like, what? He's like, I made that. Your fucking dog is back at my lab still if you want. And they had to wind up like stopping uh Dynamite 2.0 because they were like it was threatening like jaywalkers with like missile strikes. So
That's awesome.
yeah. So Blue Falcon and Dynamite, they've teamed up with Scooby, and apparently, I guess at least Blue Falcon was also in Scoob. I only make this assumption because he's on the fucking movie poster.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Um, Now, Blue Falcon is not the only Hanna-Barbera superhero. I'm curious, do you know who the other one is?
I have no idea.
I mean, unless you count like Hong Kong Phooey, but no, I'm not talking about him.
I don't know.
Birdman.
Oh.
Yeah. You might know of a show called Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Well, that itself is a parody series of a bunch of Hanna-Barbera cartoons. And like that's got like Snagglepuss being like a fucking drug addict and shit like that. Um uh Harvey Birdman is like he's literally just a superhero wearing a suit, like a business suit over top of his superhero costume. Um he's like an attorney. And so he's actually based off of Birdman, who was an old Hanna-Barbera superhero, which is basically just a ripoff of Hawkman, if we're being completely honest. Um, the only difference is he's also got like mild Green Lantern construct shit going on.
Mm.
Like he can make a little like an energy shield or shoot an energy beam as he flies. He's also got a pet bird a la early Falcon.
Hmm.
So he's basically if they put Falcon, Hawkman, and Green Lantern in a blender. Oh, I forgot. There's actually another Hanna-Barbera superhero. Is Space Ghost. Um, I forgot for a moment that he was even Hanna-Barbera. But real quick about Birdman, the new fan-made TV show, Mystery Incorporated,
mm-hmm.
has Birdman in it.
Oh my god!
As an actual lawyer, just named Harvey Birdman.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I remember like because like he's rambling and they're trying to get his attention and they're like Harvey, Harvey, Harvey. And he's like, huh, yeah, and then they're like, all right, Mr. Birdman, thank you for coming. And then I had to pause. I was like, wait a fucking second.
That's brilliant.
You can't get that by me.
Brilliant.
Yeah, Space Ghost is the last Hanna-Barbera superhero I'll talk about, even if I think of another. All right. All I was going to say about Space Ghost is that he was another generic Hanna-Barbera superhero, but in the 90s, they did Space Ghost Coast to Coast, which was the first instance of like a parody, like self-parody show that I'm aware of.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like a talk show. It was a bizarre fucking show. I rewatched the first episode of it a while back, and like the pacing, the premise, everything about it is fucking bonkers. It's literally just what if Space Ghost had a talk show, and he's interviewing like real ass people, like celebrities of the day would get on there. It was weird.
That's funny.
But anyway, all right, back to the shows and whatnot. So after Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Uh, 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo, and A Pup Named Scooby-Doo. They just sort of coasted on that for a while.
Hmm.
Um, they started doing animated movies. I know at the very least they did Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island, where again the it was such a big deal that there was actual supernatural phenomenon going on that the tagline for that movie in advertisements were was this time the monsters are real. Um, and that was enough to hook me in as a kid. I wound up watching that
Yeah,
fucking
that's pretty
movie.
exciting.
Um, that's funny because like the movie the whole like movie universe of Scooby Doo, they're supposed to be older because in Zombie Island, which started the entire thing, um, they were already split up. They had already done a bunch of adventures as Mystery Inc. Um, and they went their separate ways. Scooby and Shaggy became airport luggage inspectors. Uh, uh, Fred became a cameraman for Daphne's new talk show. Yeah, she was a talk show host. Uh,
That's wild.
and uh, what the fuck was Velma doing? I think she was working in a bookstore.
Yeah, that's still hot.
Yeah.
She's the hot one.
Yeah, I won't argue. Um, uh, yeah. So what's funny is that do you know the plot of Scooby Doo on Zombie Island?
I don't know
I feel like I shouldn't spoil it for you because it's
it.
legit a good movie. Um, I'll just give you a tease that uh, the zombies aren't the main threat in that movie.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, something else going on. um, but regardless, do not worry. The plot twist isn't. It was fake all along. No, they are real monsters. It's legit.
I like that there's some situations where there's real monsters. That's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
it mixes things up. It's cool. Um, so following the sort of Scooby Doo revival of the early 2000s, they made a TV show with the most banger fucking theme song of any of these shows. You can like the original theme songs covers all you want, but nothing's going to beat What's New Scooby Doo? We're coming after you. We're gonna solve that mystery. Oh, fucking love that shit. So good. Fucking like Fallout Boy esque, like pop punk ass song, and it's really good. Have you ever heard that?
I don't think I've heard that one.
When we're done recording, look up the fucking What's New Scooby Doo theme song.
I will.
Um, it's so What's New Scooby Doo sort of was like the show to usher in the revival era. Well, not usher in, but like ride the wave that the animated movies like Zombie Island started. And from what I remember, it was a really good show. It was a lot more modernized and like again, am I a huge Scooby Doo fan? No, but I I've clearly seen enough of it against my will to know like to know what's good and what isn't. Um, What's the Scooby Doo was pretty good from what I saw. I saw like maybe 4 episodes of it. Um, they did Scooby Doo and the Witch's Ghost, which uh, they reference both Ben Ravencroft in the new Mystery Incorporated show, who's a character from that movie, and they also have the Hex Girls in the new show, which is great. The Hex Girls, they appeared in Scooby Doo and the Witch's Ghost. They're a fucking 3-man band of hot goth women,
Mhm.
um, and uh, They got this song that I was actually humming while you were in the bathroom. Fucking, I'm a hex girl, and I'm gonna put a spell on you. Gonna put a spell on you. So it's like kind of hocus pocus esque. Um, uh, but what's really funny is so that like they show up, they're dressed with like vampire fangs and like long nails, and they've got like little bat medallions and all this extreme gothic imagery. But like when the titular witch's ghost starts attacking, and like some dark magic shit is happening, um, they're like the Scooby Gang is like, we need somebody to help counteract this dark magic. And they look at the Hex Girls, and the Hex Girls are like, hey, we just dress the part. We can't do anything about this shit. This is way above our pay grade. Like we're not like magic. And then one of them goes, I mean, I'm a Wiccan. And they're like, what? She's like, yeah, I mean, like my grandma was a Wiccan and stuff. And they're like, okay, cool, good enough. And they just shove a fucking magic book in her hands. It was funny. So they seem like they're actually going to be like a big deal, like main characters potentially in the Mystery Incorporated show.
That's great.
Yeah. And I've mentioned my friend Riley a couple times on here. I know Riley is buzzing with excitement at that statement. Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase, where they weren't even fighting a monster. It was a literal computer virus.
That's nuts.
Oh, and what's really fun is that because they got sucked into a Scooby-Doo based video game that a friend of theirs made in their honor, eventually when they get to the last level, which is the boardwalk, they find their video game counterparts. So they're just doubles of them with slightly digitized voices. And what's really funny is that Shaggy in this movie, he's wearing his classic green shirt, but they're all wearing alternate costumes, and so it's red shirt great. Shaggy that he's interacting with.
That's amazing.
Yeah, like Fred is wearing like a polo shirt that he wears in more modern things, but his video game counterpart has the ascot. So it's stuff like that. And it was fantastic. I really enjoyed that movie. It's surprisingly dark because it was like, if we don't defeat the virus in time, eventually when the game gets shut off, we'll just fucking die.
Oh god.
Yeah.
That's much darker than I expected Scooby-Doo to go.
Well, if you think that's dark, wait until you hear about the post-apocalypse comic book that there is.
Oh god.
There's literally a post-apocalyptic Scooby-Doo series in comics where like Shaggy has a full-on like full Spartan beard, and they're all like grizzled like zombie hunters and shit. And I know at some point recently in comics there was like a big multiverse like crossover thing. I don't know if it was like a full event or if it was just a couple pages, but like there was like 5 things where it was each of the 5 members just colliding with all of their alternate universe variations. So there'd be like 20 Daphnes on a page.
That's
or like
awesome.
20 Freds or whatever. And it would be everything from like the live action movie actors to like the fucking pup named Scooby-Doo versions and all of those. The one from that really gross art style cartoon that came out a couple years ago. What's it called? Scooby-Doo.
I can't
What's
place
the
it.
deal or some shit? I don't know. Scooby-Doo gets it together or some shit like that. Who fucking knows? Like there's a cartoon that came out a couple years ago, and like most revival cartoons try to keep at least a similar aesthetic. Like Scooby-Doo Mystery Inc. has a similar aesthetic, even though the art style is a little bit different. But this one was just like, what if we did fucking like the Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack art style, or fucking regular show art style,
Mm-hmm.
uh, for a Scooby Doo show, and it looks so bizarre. I hate it. Um, okay, I do want to talk a little bit about the Mystery Inc. cartoon.
Sure.
Um, okay, so Velma has been screwed over for romance plot lines in the whole franchise. Um, anytime there was any sort of romantic shit, it would go to Daphne.
Yep. Everyone always underestimates the nerd.
Yeah. The first time that Velma was actually allowed to have a romantic side plot was actually in Scooby Doo on Zombie Island,
Mm-hmm.
where she had a thing with this hunky gardener who turned out to be a hunky like FBI agent or some shit, named Bo. And uh, of course, that romance didn't last because he didn't come back as a character after that fucking movie.
Right.
But in Mystery Inc., what's funny is that so they're in high school in this show. She's actually dating Shaggy.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Um, which it's funny because they're dating. And I don't think Fred and Daphne are. They're just like clearly romantically interested.
Mm-hmm.
But Velma is getting pissed off because every time she's like, "Hey, let's go somewhere tonight, you and me," Shaggy's like, "Oh, I can't. I'm clipping Scoob's toenails or something." And it's like, can you focus on me for a minute instead of your dog? He's like, "Why would I do that?" So Shaggy turns out to be the worst boyfriend ever. Um, Eventually they break up, and I guess after a little bit of soul searching in that series, Velma realizes she's a lesbian.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I'm aware of how sexuality actually works, but I can't help but make the joke. Shaggy, you were such a bad boyfriend, you turned your girlfriend gay. Um, I'm very disappointed that he fumbled the bag like that. Especially because that version of Velma is so top tier.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's an interesting series because that is the first one where it's not just week to week what shit are we dealing with today. There's an actual overarching plot that connects the episodes.
That's cool. I like that.
There's an actual mystery that takes more than one episode to solve. And it's like I guess I should say that they're all from Coolsville, USA.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's real. That like they're from a town called Coolsville, which I don't know if it's ever been given an actual state before, but in Mystery Incorporated they say it's Coolsville, Ohio. Which sure, why not?
Might as well.
Uh, so in Mystery Inc., the cartoon, there's like some ancient shit going on beneath Coolsville, and like the entire town could be in danger if it's not for four fucking high schoolers and their pet dog uh solving what's going on.
If it wasn't for those meddling kids.
Yeah. And I guess going from there to talk about the Mystery Incorporated show, when I say like it's like Riverdale-esque, it's like darker and everything. There's like a couple of Mean Girls segments in there
Mm-hmm.
with Daphne trying to like compete against this girl named Ophelia for homecoming queen and shit like that. Um, I'm so mad that they didn't like reference the song because there's a bit where Daphne goes, "Oh, Ophelia."
Hmm.
I'm like, you can't say that and then not have the da, 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 like in the background or whatever. But they better do it in episode 2 or I'll be mad. Because there's so much music that they use in this fucking thing, and they didn't do "Oh Ophelia." Hurtful. Um, uh, Fred's parents are murdered. Like that's how the show opens.
Oh shit.
Yeah, yeah. Apparently by Asmodeus.
Okay.
I'm guessing you don't. That's a devil.
Yeah.
Okay, just want to make sure.
That's.
Um,
Is that like? Yeah. Never mind. It's some version of the devil line.
For some reason, I'm wanting to say devil of lust, but I feel like that's wrong.
Maybe. The only place I've heard of Asmodeus before is from Supernatural, but the theology of all that stuff is the mythology of the show is bizarre. So I don't know.
Gotcha. I know Asmodeus is in Helltaker, but I only played that once. That's a horny game. I knew it was like a puzzle game with cute devil ladies and stuff, but I didn't realize the plot was literally that you're just playing some Chad who's like, I'm gonna kill myself and go to hell so that I can make a hot demon harem.
My God,
It's
sounds like a
literally
dream.
it. Yeah. That's he was like, I have no need to think about things any further than that. I'm not overcomplicating this.
Mm-hmm.
I want my hot demon skanks. This is how I'm going to do it. He made a plan and he followed it through.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Did they give just back on the Velma thing? Did they do a romantic thing with Velma in the live action movie?
Not yet. I don't know if they will, but
Oh, in the show, but I mean like the movie from like
the movie
20 years ago or whenever that was.
um
Because they cast
not
Linda Cardellini as Velma,
okay.
who's like objectively one of the hottest people to ever exist.
Well, that's the thing. In the second one, they were trying to pimp Velma out essentially,
Oh
and there's a scene where she's in this like full body like lycra like shiny orange like leather like skin suit, almost like it's unzipped down to show off her cleavage, and like they made her look like hot, but
Mm-hmm.
the joke is that even though she looks fucking like stone cold sexy and everything, every time she moves, she's like squeaking and she can barely move and she's uncomfortable. And so it winds up not being nearly as hot as you would imagine.
That's funny.
And it's like you could have just given her like normal clothes, like did
Yeah.
her makeup, took off her glasses, do the hair and everything, and there you go. But because like really, it's all about that like terrible bob that she has, right? Like
Yeah.
that's the main thing. Like maybe give her some slimmer glasses that don't eat up half of her face. Um, change her hair a little bit, and like you don't even really need to change the makeup that much. People be like, "Oh, she's covered in freckles." That's cute.
Yeah.
We like that.
They did a little bit of a thing with her in the Supernatural crossover.
Oh yeah.
Where so the idea of the Supernatural crossover is that there is some possessed item that has like the spirit of a ghost in it, and the item gets affixed to a TV, and the TV's playing Scooby-Doo, and then the TV becomes cursed and sucks Sam and Dean into the world of this episode. And it's like a particular episode that they get pulled into.
Okay.
Like it's wait, I know I've got it pulled up. Let me pull it up. The episode that they get pulled into is, damn it, now I can't find it. Oh yeah. A Night of Fright is No Delight is the name of the episode that they get pulled into. It's like a specific episode from Scooby-Doo. And there's kind of a running joke in the whole crossover because Dean's the cool guy, you know, who's like getting all the women. He drives his cool car, but he's secretly, it turns out, like an uber nerd for Scooby-Doo, and he's seen like every episode and is just obsessed with the whole concept. And I just think that was a very fun bit of character to give Dean. And so he's so happy to be in this particular episode. It's like his favorite one. And so he's trying to predict what's going to happen. But of course, the episode's been cursed now, so things aren't going the way the episode was supposed to go.
I don't memorize these things by their generic ass names. Can you tell me who the villain of that episode was?
I don't remember who the villain is, but the plot is that Scooby-Doo has been invited because some dude has died, and it's very similar to the one you were talking about earlier with a will, but it sounds different. Because the will is that this mansion is haunted, and you all have to stay here for one night, and if you stay here, you get the money. And it was like, Scooby's the heir? Scooby's in the will? I don't know. It was weird. But, so, you know, usually the plot is going to turn out that it's just some guy. But of course, this is the show Supernatural, so there's actually a ghost in here now with them. And so it's really funny to see the Scooby Gang keep writing stuff off, particularly Velma, as like, that's not real. They definitely, that must have been like a hologram projector or a tripwire or something. None of this is real. And of course, Sam and Dean know that it is very real. And so they wind up, there's a very fun moment in that where they wind up having to tell the Scooby Gang that ghosts are real and that all of this shit is real and that I know that you're not used to this, but this is how it is. And they all go into an immediate existential crisis. And like Fred's like banging his head against a tree and he's saying, we could have been stopping real problems this whole time and we've just been going after creeps in masks. And Daphne's saying, if ghosts are real, that means the afterlife is real and there could be a hell. Am I going to hell?
I saw that. I seen that clip.
They're all just panicking and having this, and Shaggy's like, we've been telling you guys for years that ghosts are real and you never listened to us. And it was really funny that they all just break down. And it was, anyway, the Velma thing is they have where Velma has this huge crush on Sam. And so she keeps like following him around, like hanging on his arm, and, like talking about how broad his shoulders are, and it's really funny.
I always find it a little odd that she seems to go after like big burly guys. Like, yeah. I mean,
and that's exactly what Sam is. Sam's like 6'3". He has a big build.
Because like if you see what Bo from Scooby-Doo and Zombie Island looks like, it's like, Velma, I feel like you have a type.
Yeah, she keeps like talking to him like, be careful not to like, you know, knock anything over with those shoulders.
No, you know what? Okay, wait. I just realized this is canon because she had it bad for Johnny Bravo.
Oh my god. That's great. They also have a plot line that Johnny Bravo?
There was a crossover with Johnny Bravo.
I did not know that. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, so famously Johnny Bravo, we've never seen his face without his sunglasses.
Right.
So there's a part where Velma and Johnny crash into each other, and she's like, my glasses, I can't see without my glasses, which is a common bit in the old days. Yeah. And then you see him covering his eyes, and he's like, my glasses. I can't be seen without my glasses. and they wound up grabbing each other's glasses, and Velma's just like, Jinkies, I'm blind. And Johnny just like really quickly switches their glasses.
That's really funny.
She's like fawning over him. It's
so she definitely has a type. They also have a running joke in that episode of Dean really wanting to get with Daphne, and she's just like completely oblivious to him. Like she just is barely aware that he's there. And it's really funny because he's usually very successful with hitting on women.
I mean, if he's such a fucking fan of the show, then he should know that like she's not really about that non-Fred life.
Yeah, I know, but he thinks he's gonna try anyway. He keeps saying, "What has Fred got that I don't have?" I remember at some point he's like walking around and he just asks Daphne, "Hey, so like, what would you say your type is?" And she's like, just describes Fred. She like even mentions the ascot.
I was gonna say, is it the
ascot? Oh gosh, it's a great episode. At some point, the angel Castiel gets brought into the episode with them, and they all split up, of course. And Castiel gets sent with Shaggy and Scooby, and he says, "I used to lead the armies of God, and now I'm stuck with a scruffy Philistine and a talking dog." He cracks me up. I like Castiel.
Something about that felt like offensive. Jesus.
Yeah, it feels like it should be, but it's just really funny. He managed to say it like a slur, and it was really funny.
Like I had to think for a moment. I was like, "Is Philistine a slur?"
I know it took me a minute when I first heard the line. I was like, "How offended should I be that he's called Shaggy a Philistine?"
Like, Jesus, that was not necessary.
Oh, I love Castiel, and they do. Sir. They do the Doors thing with the music, everyone running through doors and popping up in other doors. And then my favorite part of the episode is finally Sam and Dean manage to use, a circle of salt to trap the ghost, and they realize that the vengeful spirit is just a small child who was killed very young, and they manage to promise him that they're going to destroy the cursed object that's tethering him to the world if he does them a favor. And the favor is he pretends to be just some creepy guy in a mask so that they can calm down the Scooby Gang from their existential crisis. So it's really great that the Scooby Gang comes in. Sam and Dean are like, "We caught him. You guys were right. There are no ghosts. Look, it's just some dude in a mask." And I thought that was great. And so they're all like, "We told you ghosts weren't real," and they all leave, and they're very proud of themselves. And then the creepy dude in a mask shapeshifts back into the ghost of a small child, and Sam and Dean leave. It was a very fun way to blend the concepts of both shows into an episode. And what was extra fun is then they pay it off anyway, because when Sam and Dean get back to the real world, they realize that some rich asshole has been planting this cursed object in things in order to scare away, businesses so that he can own all of the stores on this like shopping block. And so they call the police on him and reveal all of his tax fraud. And then Sam saying, "I guess the Scooby Gang was right. It was just some rich asshole after all." And then as the cops are putting him in the car, he goes, "I'd have gotten away with it too if it weren't for those meddling kids." And he points at Sam and Dean.
Oh my God.
And Dean goes, "Oh, he said it. He said the line." It was great. It's like my all-time. I don't know much about Scooby-Doo, but that's crossover is spectacular.
Yeah,
I love it. It's a great episode.
I do also want to point out, like, I guess we're heading into our cultural impact section right now.
Yeah.
I didn't really do anything for real world history, but like, I don't know any of the real world history.
I feel like the shows are the real world history.
Yeah. In terms of cultural impact, I was going to say real quick that that hallway running thing is parodied so much. Teen Titans did it in their episode Mad Mod, which is really funny because the entire sequence that included the running with the doors,
Mhm.
like parodied a Scooby-Doo chase sequence. And I don't know if you know, the Teen Titans theme song was done by a Japanese pop duo called Hi Hi Puffy Ami Yumi.
Okay.
Or just Puffy Ami Yumi. I think Hi Hi might have been the little cartoon that they had, the short-lived cartoon on Cartoon Network. But uh Hi Hi Puffy or Puffy Ami Yumi would occasionally do a random song in the Teen Titans cartoon, and they did like a fucking Monkeys Beatles-esque like 70s era psychedelic track in Japanese uh, for the Teen Titans to run around chasing Mad Bod in this Scooby-Doo homage section too.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, they've crossed over with fucking uh Batman, they've crossed over with Johnny Bravo, they've crossed over with John Cena.
And they've crossed over with Supernatural. They've crossed over with multiple Batmans. The Scooby multiverse is pretty big.
Yeah, I mean, they're like Kingdom Hearts before Kingdom Hearts was.
Oh my god.
No, I legitimately, if Sora ever meets like Scooby-Doo,
Oh god.
then that will like because that will connect Mario to Batman.
I'm betting I can already connect Mario to Batman if I think about it long enough.
Good luck.
I'm betting I can do it.
Yeah, there's you know what's ridiculous? The premise of the Scooby snack has created two separate products.
Mm-hmm.
And be careful which one you buy, because one of them is a snack pack for human children, and the other is dog food. And they are both labeled as Scooby snacks.
That's funny.
And like I'm sure like if you just read the box you'll know which one it is, but like you know, if you're in a rush and you just grab something based on packaging and you don't like read it too hard, you might wind up feeding your kids some fucking dog treats.
Oh my
So
god.
that's why I'm like just be careful with that one. I'm trying to think if there's anything else like that. Scooby-Doo had an era where they would just have celebrities pop up in the episode. There was an episode that had Don Knotts. Can I be real with you? I don't understand why Don Knotts ever got famous. I don't think he's a very funny actor. I don't think he's a very good actor. He was the guy from the Andy Griffith show. Just, well, Andy, what are you gonna fucking do about it? That's all it was. He was the bumbling deputy in the Andy Griffith show, and I guess that was enough for him to make a career and get on a fucking Scooby-Doo episode. I think they had like Joan Rivers or some shit.
God.
They just had a bunch of like 70s, 80s celebrities. Because there was a bit where it would be like, this episode, Don Knotts or whatever. Like there was a run where every episode at the beginning of the show, after the theme song, they would just be like, today's celebrity is X. And so they would find some way to shoehorn that character into the plot of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
But they were playing themselves, so like they wouldn't be like some rando voiced by Don Knotts. Like literally every time, like when he popped up, it was like Velma would be like, "Look, it's Don Knotts." Like they were meeting an actual celebrity, and it was just like, okay, whatever. Um, what are some of the other like direct to video shits that they've done? Because they there was the thing with John Cena, but I think there was also just a straight up WWE
They've
crossover.
they've done the crossover with Batman the Brave and the Bold, which I really enjoyed,
Right.
also on HBO Max. Where also Batman the Brave and the Bold fits the tone of Scooby-Doo perfectly. Have you ever watched Brave and the Bold?
I've seen like one episode of it, and I agree with you.
Yeah, because it's not, for reference, dear listener, it's not the Kevin Conroy-esque, you know, I am vengeance, I am the night kind of Batman.
It's more Adam West for sure.
It's Adam West if he was really, really cool. And it's like, Grodd, your deceptive schemes won't work today. I'm going to stop you. It's all these, silly little things.
Yeah, it's a little like it's giving a little bit of Captain Kirk.
Yes. And he's always dealing with he's got Aquaman in it, and every time Aquaman shows up, he'll find some excuse to be impressed by something, and then Aquaman goes, outrageous! That's his catchphrase on the show.
Jesus.
And I absolutely love that. It makes me happy every time Aquaman does it. But they did a big crossover with Scooby-Doo, where it's another one of those, here's a ghost, there's a ghost, oh no, we've got to figure out what's up with the ghost. And, of course, it winds up turning out...
I just want that to be the plot synopsis of every Scooby-Doo thing ever. There's a ghost. Oh no! What about the ghost? We got to figure out what the ghost is up to.
Oh Lord, yeah. It's of course it turns out it's not a ghost. This one's a bit more sci-fi, where it's like there was some sort of interdimensional experiment gone wrong, and there's now some being who's been trapped between dimensions, so he seems like a ghost to us, and we gotta figure out how to save him because he's been lost there for so long that he's lost his mind and he's become rageful. So he's a ghost.
Just an episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yes, they basically do season 4 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
No. That's a season 1 episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, where they were like, they were having the whole debate of like ghosts aren't real and all that shit. But then like this dude keeps like phasing in and out of attacks and like disappearing and appearing, and this woman thought she was being haunted. And it was literally a guy who fucked with like a quantum collider or some shit, and the explosion killed, but he had like a wrench.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And so they've got to figure out how to stop that. And there's a great moment where the Scooby Gang all gets dressed up, and they do in like bat costumes. Like Batman's been captured, and they got to go help Batman. And I think they had Fred wearing like a particular Batman costume. I can't remember which one he's wearing. But they had Shaggy wearing a Nightwing costume, but it's like the old school, like heavily accentuated V-neck Nightwing costume with the big collar.
Disco era.
Yeah, the disco Nightwing costume. They have Daphne in the Batgirl costume, and they have Velma in the Carrie, what was her name? The Robin
Carrie
that's a girl.
Kelly.
Carrie Kelly Robin costume with the big glasses. It was very... very good. And and they've got Scooby wearing the Ace the Bat Hound.
Ace the Bat Hound.
Nice. It was great. It was wonderful. Absolutely delightful. It's great. I love it. And they do the doors in that one as well. They go to Arkham Asylum, and they're being chased by a bunch of Arkham inmates in and out of doors.
That's great.
It's brilliant.
I gotta say real quick, something that's been bugging me. I feel like I have cursed the world with the Legion of Super Pets episode. Uh, First of all the voice actors in all the world, why the fuck did you get Kevin Hart to voice Ace? Um, and second, uh, why the fuck did you give Ace powers?
Oh, does he have powers in the movie?
He is indestructible in the
Oh, that's
movie.
dumb.
Yeah. The entire point is that he's fucking Batman's dog, and Batman doesn't need powers to be on the Justice League, so Ace doesn't need powers to be on the fucking Legion of Super Pets.
That's dumb. I mean, it does seem like it's a very different. It's not really the Legion of Super Pets like comic. It's
Yeah, it's not. They gathered a bunch of random fucking animals and were like, oh, you're going to be based on this hero, even if you have nothing. Like, there's a pig who has the power to gigantify herself, but just because she's a girl pig, they make her Wonder Woman's thing.
That's really dumb. It's basically Secret Life of Pets, but some superhero-ish stuff thrown into it.
Yeah, there's a squirrel who's like, well, you all got powers, and I got, and then he just starts shooting lightning and screaming.
Oh my god.
Which I think is kind of funny, but who the fuck is he going to be? I don't know, because he can't be Flash because there's a turtle that moves really fast. So I'm assuming that turtle is the Flash's. So who the what? Cyborg? Fucking Aquaman? Who fucking knows? Oh my god! I just realized if he is Aquaman's pet, then he could totally do a Sandy Cheeks kind of situation.
Oh my god!
And be a squirrel wearing a diving suit.
That's great.
Yeah, anyway, sorry, just you mentioned Ace and
so you take the deep breath and go, apparently that's a trigger for me.
Yeah. Yeah. I've got so many. I'm like a single gun that's just covered in triggers.
That's brilliant. They've crossed over with a bunch of Batman. They've also crossed over with they've stopped a Joker that was played by Mark Hamill at some point.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and then I think I might have already mentioned this on the Joker episode, but it merits repeating here. That then, like a month or two later, there was an episode where they actually meet Mark Hamill, and he's like in the van with them. And he goes, "Yeah, I know all about you kids. You're the guys that helped Batman stop the Joker that one time, right?" And they go, "Well, how'd you know that, Mr. Hamill?" And he goes, "Oh, I have my sources." Sorry. It was really funny.
That's great. Love that. Yeah, I think that's probably one of the biggest strengths of Scooby-Doo is that it's not usually too serious. They're very tongue-in-cheek. And I think that's part of what scares some people about the new YouTube series is that it is very serious.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, Daphne's part of like a mean girl situation. Fred is trying to find his parents' killer. Actually, they're not even gathered at the end of the first episode. It's literally just Fred and Velma have started working together because Velma's father was murdered by Asmodeus as well, apparently. And she brought it up to Fred. He became obsessive. She was like, look, I just blurted that out. I don't actually believe that that's what happened. I'm a woman of science. And so he's like, all right, well, convince me that this is all bullshit then. And she takes him to her mom's bookstore and they find an ancient Latin tome. He forces her to read it, and they summon the fucking Minor 49er.
Oh my god.
Which is a classic Scooby-Doo villain. And they unleash something called the 13 Pillars, which means it's the fucking 13 ghosts of Scooby-Doo, baby! But yeah, like, Shaggy. Okay, so Shaggy's thing in this is that people don't know he's Shaggy. Shaggy is a mysterious like rave thrower in Coolsville that everyone is into, but nobody knows that he's Norval Rogers. who gets bullied. He's also bullied into like pushing drugs for a couple of jocks. Uh, uh, Scooby is like a service dog because this is actually canon. Is that Shaggy's dad is the sheriff of Coolsville.
Mm-hmm.
So Scooby's like a former like police dog, basically. Um, Scooby's a real ass dog, by the way, in the show. Like he's just a real dog, and being a real dog, being a real Great Dane, he's got real big nuts, and they they sure do swing in this first episode. Like, wow, I didn't need to see that, but
Hmm.
that's on camera. That's on YouTube. My mind will never be clean again. Um, uh, uh, Velma, Fred, Daphne, Shake. Yeah, that's all of them. Yeah. So that's the sort of thing that they're going with. Oh, Daphne did see the tail end of them sealing a demon away.
Mm-hmm.
It was just kind of like, what the fuck? So it seems like she might be the next one to join them in the next episode. Um, they definitely spent time showing the pressures that they're each going through. Like Daphne is encouraged by her mother to be a bitch. Um, like she's literally like, we're the Blakes, and in this town that means everything. Envy is a powerful tool, Daphne, and it's ripe at your disposal. Use it.
Hmm.
So she's encouraging her daughter to make other people like jealous of her and
Yeah.
stuff. So she's got this pressure to constantly be pretty and perfect and um like can't be overly friendly with people.
Interesting.
Yeah. Um I'm interested because your favorite thing to mention is multiverse thinking.
Yes.
It is insanely easy for me to get behind that with Scooby-Doo, unlike a lot of other series. Because one, again, despite my experience with the franchise, I'm not overly invested in it.
Yeah.
And two, if you want Goofy, there's 10 million fucking shows of this shit. You can find it.
Yep.
Every once in a while, it's fine to have a fucking Mystery Incorporated YouTube series, or it's fine to have a fucking post-apocalypse comic book, because for every one serious thing in Scooby-Doo, there's 100 goofy things. This is not. This is not. There's only been 3 live-action movie Supermen. This is not. I'm worried because a lot of people seem to think that this is the best depiction of Superman, and they don't want the old Christopher Reeves kind of shit. No, this is who gives a fuck if there's a. This isn't even like an actual Hanna-Barbera made series. So
Yeah.
so really, how many actual canon serious Scooby-Doo things have we ever had? I can think of one, and it's the post-apocalypse one.
Interesting.
Like everything else has always been more comedic. Even like the Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island shit, still had them doing their food gags, except in that movie they're in Louisiana, so it was crawdads instead of comically tall sandwiches. Oh wait, no, they did do comically tall sandwiches when they were still at the airport. Never mind.
I love the comically tall sandwiches. They made a joke out of it because in the supernatural thing, obviously, when they go into the Scooby-Doo world, they're animated, and it was very fun to see Sam and Dean as drawings. But they meet the Scooby Gang, and Dean immediately sits down next to Shaggy and Scooby, and all 3 of them make a comically tall sandwich and put it in their mouth in one bite. But Dean doesn't eat it. He just puts it in his mouth and he goes, Sam, look how big my mouth is. It's really funny.
Jesus Christ. What low-key bugs me about those sandwiches is that every time that they make it, they put a toothpick with an olive on top, but it's like the point of the toothpick is to hold normal size sandwiches together.
Mm-hmm.
But you just got this random fucking toothpick in the top of the sandwich going
They can't
like
possibly be doing anything.
yeah, it's really not. And what's worse is like a lot of times it seems like they eat the fucking toothpick. And I'm like, are you fucking animals? I mean, Scooby, obviously, but you know what I mean.
Yep. I'm telling you, man, the 42 minutes of that Supernatural and Scooby-Doo crossover is like one of my favorite episodes of television ever made for anything.
Jeez. But what's also funny is that the sandwich gag is actually used in Steven Universe.
Oh my god, that's great.
Yeah. Have you ever seen Steven Universe?
I have not.
It's fantastic. It made me cry a lot. It's not nice.
That's what I've heard. I've heard that it's very emotional.
There's an extended intro video that they premiered for San Diego Comic-Con. And in it, Amethyst eats a big so Amethyst Steel is like she's one of the only gems that actually eats because they're like, long story short, they're like aliens that their bodies are like holographic light made solid, that are projected from the gemstones, which is actually the core of their being. And so they don't need food, they don't age, they don't need sleep. In fact, Pearl gets actively repulsed at the act of eating because she says, quote, feeling slime go through my body is disgusting. And Amethyst is like, I like the feeling of slime going through my body. It feels weird. But like she'll eat fucking anything, including like non-edible shit. So she just like puts this entire plate of a comically tall sandwich in her mouth and pulls it out, and then the plate itself has a bite mark out of it.
Oh my god, that's great.
So needless to say, Scooby-Doo has influenced a lot of Western culture. Again, it should be obvious given the fact that I've almost never actively sought out to watch Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
And yet, you just heard how much shit I've seen of Scooby-Doo. I couldn't get away from it. It's very hard for anyone to not at least have a passing knowledge of Scooby-Doo in America. So, I think we did a pretty good job today. Do you have any closing thoughts with Scooby-Doo before we do our wrap up?
No, I'm still trying to figure out how to multiversally connect Mario to Batman. I'll figure it out. Don't you worry.
This is just the nerd version of 5 Degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Well, see, here's what I've come up with so far.
Okay.
Because we know that we can connect Scooby-Doo. We know that we can connect Batman to a whole bunch of shit. Because he's crossed over with Scooby-Doo. He's crossed over with the Power Rangers. The Power Rangers have crossed over with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles have crossed over with Daredevil. So you can connect Batman to anything associated with Marvel, DC, Power Rangers, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and Scooby-Doo.
Okay,
We've got
hang on a second. Why didn't you just go Batman to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Oh, I forgot about that one. But it's worth noting that the Power Rangers are in there as well.
Yeah.
And I just like throwing them in.
Marvel crossed over with Transformers.
Okay. Marvel crossed over with Transformers. See, what I'm trying to get to is here's the linchpin. Sora's about to be in Smash Bros.
He is in Smash Bros.
Oh, he is now.
He's been for a while, yes.
Oh, I thought that was like an announcement of something that's coming up. Okay, cool.
No, they announced it, and then like the next day he was in the game.
Oh shit, cool. Okay, so he's in Smash Bros. So that does multiversally connect Mario to anything that Sora has been multiversally connected to.
Which is Disney, Nightmare Before Christmas, Final Fantasy.
Yeah. Final Fantasy is crossed over with Star Wars. I think.
Has it really?
I think it has. Maybe I'm confused. Maybe I'm thinking of some other video game.
I was gonna say that sounds weird, and like I should have heard of that.
Has Kingdom Hearts? Okay, what is Kingdom Hearts? I'm trying to think. Trying to process this. If we can get any of them back to Marvel, we can do it.
Okay, wait. Lilo and Stitch, which is crossed over with Sweet Life on Deck.
Yes, it has.
I'm trying, man. Now you got me really trying this.
I don't really know. There Mario and Batman in the same multiverse.
There might be an impassable wall right there that Kingdom Hearts 4 will need to break through.
That's incredible. If Kingdom Hearts 4 does anything with Star Wars or Marvel,
dude, all we need is for New York to be a playable world where Sora can swing with Spider-Man, and there you go. We'll be able to connect Mario to
Batman. Yep. That's how you would do it. Good God.
All right. Sorry, we both got ADHD, and we were both very excited by that. All right. You can follow the podcast at Cape Corner on Twitter if you want my personal thoughts, which you probably don't. But you can follow at Beyond Blue 13. Jordan has his own podcast, The Fandom Optimist. It's really good. I was just on it. You should give it a listen, and you can also follow them at Fandom Optimist on Twitter, or you can follow you at Jordan Blueman on Twitter, right?
Yep. For my insanity.
You can support the episode on my Anchor page. It works just like Patreon. Or you can share the episode with a friend if you're looking for a free way to support the series. That'd be very helpful. Again, I've got a good catalog of characters we've gone over so far. So I'm sure you can find something that your friend would be interested in. Believe it or not, for as stupid and insane as I can be, I do tend to be pretty knowledgeable about stuff. I retain unnecessary levels of information about things I have only passing interest in, like Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, we just managed to go over an hour and a half for a Scooby-Doo episode.
Yeah. Oh, and I used to Google things a lot, but now I just sort of lay in bed and record these. So all of that stuff I said came off of my brain.
Yeah, I remember when I first came on this show, I was going at it. I was like, well, we're talking about Iron Man. So I went and watched some episodes of the 90s animated Iron Man series just to prepare, and looked. I've got his Wikipedia pulled up. I've got some comic book history. I've listened to some recaps of some important comic book issues.
Yeah, you used to come to these prepared.
And I'm like, yeah, I know who Scooby-Doo is.
That's good enough. Did you even watch the episode? Like I said,
I didn't find time to.
It's fine. Support the series, share an episode with a friend. I already did the ad break. I gave the Twitters. Next week, listen for something cool.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. Wait.
Maybe. Is it next week or the week after?
It's one of those. Keep listening. Listen to Cape Corner forever. I'm great.
Keep tuning in, or you'll miss something.
There's cool stuff. Lots of things. All right. Okay. Sorry. Stay strong. Stay true to yourselves, and remember, we can all be heroes.
You meddling kids.
Man, I've been fucking it up since the start on this one.